your carpet, there's 400 bags of this on top of it.
There's not a damn thing wrong. They could be taken out of a bath, they could be washed. You don't have to wash them, I'll wash them.
This is why I said to you, things that you want are going to get thrown away.
You. Go ahead and take it.
You know what?
Because right now,
And if I don't see an expiry date and it was near things that are 2015, we assume they're 2015.
No, that one's.
I haven't seen a label like that in a long time. This is not a current label.
That's jam. It has a lot of sugar. It'll be okay.
Get ready for this doozy. Bonnie introduces herself as a single mother wrestling with the overwhelming chaos of her home. As she navigates the clutter, the sick feeling she gets is palpable, and the mess seems utterly insurmountable. Just when you think it can't get any wilder, the next part takes it up a notch. Buckle up for the ride.
I'm Bonnie, and I'm a single mother of 2 teenage daughters. Every time I walk in my house, I get that sick feeling because I see everything around my house, and it just seems so overwhelming.
I'm Paige, and Bonnie is my mom.
Hold on to your seats, folks. Bonnie drops a bombshell that her house has been without heat for 8 years because she's too anxious to let repair folks inside. They're left washing dishes in the bathtub, the only spot with hot water, which Bonnie painfully admits is totally unsanitary. You think this is crazy? Just wait until you hear what's up next.
Everything's falling apart, can't get it fixed. We haven't had heat in my house in 8 years because I don't want anybody to come in to fix it. We only have one place we get hot water is our bathtub, so we end up washing dishes in our bathtub.
It's so unsanitary. I mean, imagine washing your dishes in the same place where you take a shower. It's just not cool at all.
This one's a real tearjerker. Bonnie reveals the depths of her hoarding, which spiraled out of control following her divorce 6 years ago, plunging her into a severe depression. She clings to her children's old belongings, causing the clutter to snowball. If you thought that was intense, the upcoming revelation will have your jaw on the floor.
My divorce was final 6 years ago. I went through a big depression. I shut down and I started hanging on things more, especially with the kids growing up. I hung on to stuff that they had, and then it started accumulating. It just snowballed.
Here comes the cavalry. Geraldine Thomas, a certified professional organizer, steps into the fray, ready to tackle the chaos. She opens up a dialogue about the emotional weight of letting go of cherished items. Bonnie's daughters, Blair and Paige, lay out their hopes for the cleanup, aiming to purge the anger the mess has brewed. The cleanup begins, and you won't believe the twists ahead.
I'm Thomas. I'm a certified professional organizer specializing in chronic disorganization and hoarding.
So I want to know, what's your biggest fear?
Just seeing things leaving that we've been hanging on to for a long time, and some memories seem like they'll be leaving.
Everything in this house is very densely packed.
We're going to have to let go of a lot of things, and if we don't, you could have authorities knocking on your door because of the condition of your home.
Just when you think it's bad, it gets worse. They uncover black mold hidden under piles of clutter, sending shockwaves through the family. Paige starts feeling physically sick from the exposure, highlighting the dire health risks they've been living with. But hold your horses. There's more drama to unfold that will keep you on the edge of your seat.
What? There's black mold right here. This is all buried underneath. We just never realized it. Oh, I need to get out of here. I'm starting to get really sick. Now that it's exposed, we now know that it's there, and I think our body is saying, oh, we should be reacting to that now, and you need to get out of the room.
Brace yourself for this emotional roller coaster. Amid fears of CPS intervention and potential home condemnation, Bonnie faces the grim reality of her financial plight. There's no money for repairs. The tension is palpable as they teeter on the brink of a major family crisis. The next moment might just break the tension, or break your heart.
They're not necessarily going to remove your kids from you. They're going to remove all of you if they deem this home unsafe. So I'm probably going to call CPS for a consult, an anonymous consult.
Truthfully, I don't think it's 100% hit me yet. I got a sick feeling. I could lose my children altogether, lose my house. House can be condemned. A lot of work's got to be done, and I have no money to fix the...
Phew, what a ride. The episode wraps with a flicker of hope. The kitchen and bedrooms are now functional, staving off a CPS report. But Dr. Michael Tompkins drops a truth bomb. Without continuous support, Bonnie's hoarding could easily reclaim their lives. Stick around to see how they tackle the ongoing challenges in their path to recovery.
Told them that the kitchen was usable now, the bathrooms are usable now, the girls' bedrooms are usable now. And they said, this is not a reportable event, so you're good.
Oh my God.
So you're good. So that's the good news. This is not not going to result in a CPS. But my primary concern is that the problem is going to slowly creep back. And there's a good likelihood that's going to happen if she doesn't get help.
Guess who just walked in? Introduction of Leah, who's been hitched to Ken for a whopping 54 years, and they've got 3 grown sons to boot. The whole fam is pretty much gobsmacked by the state of their home, which is less of a home and more of a maze of clutter. Buckle up, because the house tour is just ahead.
I'm Leah. I've been married to my husband Ken for 54 years. We have 3 grown sons, and we're all just overwhelmed by the condition of our house. You come through the front door, that's our entrance hall. Off to the right is a breakfast room, but it's stacked up, obliterating the doorway.
Holy mountains of mess. Batman. Here's a visual buffet of the hoarded items, piling up as high as 6 to 7 feet. We're talking a mix of hidden treasures and outright trash, showcasing Leah's struggle to part with pretty much anything. Next up, we dive into Leah's colorful world of yarn and patriotism.
On the left and the right are just piles and piles and piles, stacked up 6 to 7 feet tall of all kinds of stuff that Leah has purchased and piled. Some of it's usable stuff and some is junk.
Can you handle more? Leah spills the beans about her yarn crafting, which she uses to escape from the clutter chaos. She's all about collecting, especially items that scream America with red, white, and blue galore. Tying back to her uber-patriotic upbringing. Strap in, the plot thickens with the arrival of the shrink.
Cleaning up or straightening or sorting. I just sit on the bed. One of the things I've collected a lot of is yarn. So I've started making afghans, which takes up quite a bit of yarn. Then I watch TV while I'm doing my yarn crafts. Amongst the things that I like to collect besides just the...
Enter stage left, Dr. Robin Zasio, our hoarding guru. She steps into the hoard and nearly loses her mind at the sheer volume of stuff. Concerns about fire risks and the general death trap vibe of the house are through the roof. Get ready for the cleanup drama that's about to unfold.
I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I specialize in helping people who are struggling with hoarding behaviors.
Heard you were coming.
Yes. Is it okay if I come in?
Sure, come
Okay. Leah opens the door, and I'm immediately struck by the amount of stuff. I'm thinking this is a miracle, that there's been no fire and that no one has died.
And so it begins, the epic cleanup saga. Day 1 kicks off with a pep talk, but Leah's not exactly cheering. Her body language screams, "Get me out of here," showcasing just how tough this is going to be for her. Hold on to your seats, because the freezer fiasco is up next.
It's the first day of the cleanup, and Leah's gonna set the pace. We're gonna have a morning meeting and just see how she's doing. Then we're gonna get started. Leah, this is a big day for you. How you feeling? Leah, you doing all right? How you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Leah's body language is speaking volumes. Her eyes are closed, she's got her fist on her cheek, and she will not make any eye contact.
You thought expired coupons were bad? Try a freezer full of expired everything. Leah, our ever-optimistic hoarder, argues to keep the frostbitten food relics, showing a denial level that's off the charts. Watch out for Ken's reaction coming up. It's a doozy.
Look at the freezer. We have to address this. I know you don't believe in expiration dates, so I guess what we're saying is you want to keep all this?
I don't know, but I don't want to take time right now, you guys here, to do that.
We've got insects in there. We've got a lot of mold. I want to be really clear that you are intending to go through this to see if there's any good usable food.
Yes.
It's destroyed.
Everything's decomposing.
It's decomposing.
Ken steps into the ring, and it's about to get real. He's more open to tossing the gnarly freezer contents, unlike his wife. Their clash over clutter reveals deeper issues in their approach to the hoard. Don't go anywhere. The big clean reveal is just around the corner.
I have brought her in to show her the freezer, and she insists that even though this freezer doesn't work, she is insisting on keeping this.
You said you want to keep this?
Yes. She said, do not touch my freezer. I want to keep the food. I want to clean the food. I want to keep what food I can. And I want to keep all the containers that are in there, as well as the blue ice packs.
Ta-da! The big reveal of the decluttered house is here. Leah and her crew get a look at their newly spruced up digs, which brings a mix of shock and awe. Despite some lingering attachment to her stuff, Leah sees the light. But wait, there's more. Let's see how the family adapts to their new space.
Wow.
So a little different in here too, Leah.
I haven't seen any of this furniture for years.
I've never seen this part of the floor ever in my entire life.
Well, you did when you were tiny.
That's where your crib was. I was in a crib right there.
And what do you think of the bed you're sitting on? You don't have to crawl over each other to get in and out anymore.
It's got to be moved this way so he can get in on the other side.
You won't believe this is just the opening act. Vula introduces herself as a 72-year-old former housewife who has raised 2 sons, David and Stephen. She describes her past routine involving regular household tasks, hinting at a once normal life. Vula admits her dislike for housework, setting the stage for the chaotic state of her home. Buckle up, because the clutter roller coaster is just getting started.
I'm Beulah. I'm 72 years old. I was a housewife and I've raised 2 sons. David is my oldest son, and 9 years later I had Stephen. When the kids were young, that was what I would call normal. I did the laundry and we cooked meals, but I've never really been real fond of housework.
It's tough to wrap your head around this one. David, Vula's son, gives us a grim tour of his mother's house, describing a scene that's wall-to-wall and floor-to-ceiling with junk, topped off with a delightful aroma of cat feces that could knock out an ox. He's visibly shaken by the conditions his mom is living in, emphasizing the severity of her hoarding. Brace yourselves, it only spirals from here.
I'm David, and I'm 53 years old, and I am Vula's son. My mom's house is deplorable. It's just filled from the floor to the ceiling. There's cat feces everywhere. The stench, it will make you gag the second you walk into it. It's just sickening to your stomach to think that she's capable of living in those conditions.
You've got to see what Vula finds thrilling. She dives into her love for bargain hunting, painting a picture of her daily treasure hunts at Goodwill. Her son chimes in, noting how Vula's habit of gifting these treasures has been a major buzzkill for family ties, shedding light on the emotional clutter hoarding brings into relationships. Gear up. The cleanup crew is about to enter stage left.
Never seen before.
She's always looking for that bargain.
That's kind of interesting.
If she finds the bargain, that's her high.
I don't know, it's the chase. It's the going and the anticipation of finding it. This is where I find the things for the kids.
And then she tries to, oh, I found this for you. Let me give this to you.
Enter the cleanup cavalry with brooms at the ready. Matt Paxton, an extreme cleaning specialist, strides in with his team, prepped for a showdown with the twin nightmares of infectious waste and a battalion of cats. As they gear up to tackle this furry fiasco, the animal experts line up to give these cats a fighting chance. Keep your eyes peeled. Sparks are about to fly.
It is Matt Paxton. I'm an extreme cleaning specialist. We have a lot of work to do. Before we even get started, we've got to get all the cats out of the house.
Okay.
This is going to be a totally different cleanup than we're used to. You've got 2 factors. You've got infectious waste, and you've got a bunch of cats. We've got our animal handlers here, and they're going to walk us through what we're going to do.
I'm Heather Ferguson. I'm with Animal Protection of New Mexico. This is Dr. Patricia Fieser. She is a forensic veterinarian who will be doing the assessments today.
Grab your popcorn for this intense standoff. As the cleanup hits full stride, Vula locks horns with Matt over what she views as precious possessions versus what he labels as hazardous waste. The clash reaches a boiling point, showcasing the emotional roller coaster that often accompanies hoarding cleanup efforts. Don't go anywhere. The inspection results are next, and they're a doozy.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait. God darn it. I want to see that. I'm sorry.
What's going on, Beulah?
Listen, I want those. I'm sorry, we're going to have class right now.
That's fine, but this is all trash.
It's not either.
This is all contaminated.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. This is unhealthy. It has to be burned. I can't even throw this. I'm not allowed to throw this at the dump. This has to go be fired up and burned.
Hold your nose and your judgment. Following some hardcore cleaning, an inspector steps in to assess the progress. Despite visible improvements, the verdict drops like a bomb. The house is still a no-go, officially condemned due to lingering hazards. This moment is a gut punch to Vula's hopes of normalcy, laying bare the steep road ahead. Next up, the fallout from this bombshell takes center stage.
Today, at least 3 or 4 of the rooms have been cleaned out, and they are clutter-free, box-free. They're still filthy.
It's been a tough week, emotional week.
Time for a little heart-to-heart. The episode wraps with sober reflections from Vula's family and Dr. Chabot, who ponder the tangled web of emotions and psychological hurdles hoarding weaves. They voice their concerns and hopes for Vula, painting a picture of a tough but not impossible road to recovery. Stay tuned to see if there's a light at the end of this cluttered tunnel.
situation for people who love her. Some have given up.
At this time, I believe she's going to probably end up in a shelter for the local women's shelter. There's just been too much animosity right now that I don't want her to come to my house.
Some try to get closer.
Well, I try my best to be there for my mother. I'll do what I can to keep her alive for many years to come.
Can you believe how self-aware Roz is? Roz introduces herself and shares her background as a public health nurse. She acknowledges her intelligence and the excessive amount of possessions she owns, but expresses discomfort with the label hoarder. Just wait, there's more around the corner.
I'm Rosella. I used to be a public health nurse. I know I'm a very smart person. I know I have way too much stuff. I never use the word hoarder. I don't like that word. I had a place where I could sit and put my shoes or boots on.
It's shocking how much her space has changed, isn't it? Roz reminisces about past activities in her home, like playing cards and hosting Christmas dinners, which are now impossible due to the clutter. This moment highlights the impact of her hoarding on normal home functions. And guess what? It only gets wilder from here.
I used to be able to play cards in the living room or the dining room and have Christmas dinner with my family. Now, I've got stuff everywhere. In my kitchen, I can do normal things like wash my dishes and I can bake, but I'm not very good at my cleaning techniques.
The reaction from Roz's daughter is absolutely heartbreaking. Marla, Roz's youngest daughter, expresses concern and disbelief about the living conditions at home. This introduces the family's perspective on Roz's hoarding and its ramifications. Brace yourself. Another family member is about to weigh in.
My name is Marla, and I am Roz's youngest daughter. How does anybody live in a kitchen like that? How does anybody live in a house like that? The tendencies definitely started when I was young. We spend so much time helping her to clean it, and then it just goes back to the same.
You'll be moved by the concern in Monique's voice. Monique, Roz's middle daughter, shares her fears about the potential dangers and health risks associated with the cluttered home, emphasizing the urgent need for intervention. The tension continues to escalate. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Monique, and I'm Roz's middle daughter. I'm fearful that the end of her life will come sooner than later, that she wouldn't even be able to get help if she needs help and be able to get out if there's a fire.
I still end up doing cooking instead of cleaning.
This revelation about Roz's past will tug at your heartstrings. A poignant segment where Roz reflects on her love for her alcoholic husband and the role his addiction played in their marriage's deterioration. This personal revelation adds depth to her hoarding behavior. Up next, the cleanup begins, and you won't believe your eyes.
I always loved him. Even though he was an alcoholic, he was a great guy.
My dad kind of kept the house somewhat tidy when they were together. After my dad moved out, she had no one to keep her check, I think. I think that's what it was.
He didn't like a lot of stuff around the house.
Watch how the cleanup effort starts taking shape. Kim Diamond, a professional organizer specializing in hoarding, begins the cleanup process. This scene sets the stage for the practical challenges of tackling the hoarded items and Roz's difficulty in parting with them. What they uncover next might just drop your jaw.
All right, team, let's do it. I'm Kim Diamond. I'm a certified professional organizer specializing in hoarding behaviors and hoarding disorder. The biggest challenge right now is to get the stuff out, to get it sorted. Any home preserves that are down here is a go. Our goal is to start getting rid of, expired.
See how deep Roz's attachment goes. Kim discovers Roz secretly trying to save expired food, highlighting the complex psychological struggles hoarders face with attachment to possessions, even potentially harmful ones. The emotional stakes are about to hit the roof.
Expired food, expired supplements, medications. This is dangerous stuff. Doesn't matter. The date, that was old. That was old.
It's all the same thing over and over again. Pretty large amount of doubt that the whole house will get finished.
I would like to keep these cranberry ones. There's not that many.
The emotional climax is truly touching. Roz reads a heartfelt poem she wrote about the effects of hoarding on her life, marking a significant emotional turning point in her journey towards recovery. Buckle up. The breakthrough is just ahead.
My hoarding is hurting me. My family, my friends, all of me and mine. It's crowding me out of my precious home. What life is this to allow material goods to be so powerful and strong in my mind? At the bottom, I have get all on deck. So that's what I've got right now. I got you.
This is a key turning point in Roz's journey. The final push to clear the bedrooms is granted by Roz, who emotionally agrees to let go. This moment is pivotal as it shows Roz's readiness to reclaim her home and life. The results are just moments away, and they're spectacular.
Because you deserve to be in your house, right?
I deserve a nice home.
And I'm so proud of you. Could I ask one last favor? It was the first thing that I saw, and I'm circling back here, the master bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's...
I had trouble with that master bedroom.
I know you did, because I felt it. I felt it when we were in there.
I loved my husband.
I know
and
you
I
too.
didn't want him. I didn't want alcohol to take him.
The transformation is nothing short of miraculous. The reveal of the cleaned house, leading to emotional reactions from Roz and her family. They reflect on memories and the transformative effect the cleanup has had on their living space and emotional well-being. Just wait until you see what they do next. We
had 12 truckloads leave this place. 13 tons, 29,100 pounds of stuff that Roz doesn't have to worry about anymore.
That was the most whirlwind experience I've ever had.
Seeing the amazing work that everyone did, I know it's going to be life-changing.